And I do believe that we are live. Buenas noches, gente, y feliz año nuevo. My name is, as always, but not for the past 4 weeks, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo, and I could not be happier to be with you in this third day of 2025. I have missed several weeks in a row, and I wasn't entirely sure that I was going to be able to ever come back to this, but my voice is functioning. Everything seems to be going apace, so I'm excited to be here. With me, as always, is my co host, the redoubtable Louisa. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing very well. Trying to get in the mindset for baseball, considering it's snowing a little bit here in real life. How are you doing tonight?
Same, actually. It is also snowing where I am. There's quite a bit on the ground. Well, I say quite a bit. It's a dusting. It's very
Mm-hmm.
pellety snow, but the dog was happy. He got to run around in that.
Nice.
And theoretically, we're going to continue to be getting an inch here and an inch there through Monday. It looks like for the next couple weeks we're going to be below freezing. This is already a wintrier winter than we had last year.
Yeah, I think it is here too, which is interesting. Never know what to expect.
Yes, so that does, you are correct, make it a little bit difficult to get in the correct mindset for baseball. After all, they're not called the boys of winter.
Mm-hmm.
But we are, in fact, being transported here to June 28th,
Ooh.
1905, when the Guabaleros de Comerío, in their turquoise and orange on my left, will face our beloved sapphire and gold Navegadores de Naguabo. And for those of you who are not currently, we know that a lot of you like to listen to this rather than watch. So we're going to give you a little bit of a rundown of the visual that we're seeing right now. Luisa, who's supposed to have the advantage in this matchup?
Well, it looks like in every case but one, and then also one is a tie, it looks like the Naves are the superior team in all these head to head position matchups. Makes me nervous.
Yes, we have talked about this a number of times. How for you, seeing that a number of them are supposed to, seeing that most positions are supposed to be advantages for the Naves does kind of render the opposite effect for you.
Yeah, I think they've gotten better, and I my thinking needs to catch up. But it used to be that when the Naves were against a team that was by the numbers much worse than them, they seemed to take it easy, like tortoise in the hare kind of style. They didn't try very hard, and sometimes the worst team was able to get the better of them.
Yeah,
So,
they would play down to their opponent for sure. That
yeah.
is a known issue, and there's not a whole lot we can really do about it, unfortunately, except hope that Harvey Burford and his coaches are going to do the right thing on the bases, or not going to push extra hard.
That's
Now,
true. But as the team has matured, they've done that less, it seems.
a
I
little
just have
bit.
a bias against it. Yeah.
There is some good news in this regard. The two positions that are not straight up advantages for the Navegadores are left field, where Vidal Santiago is rated just as good as the Comerío equivalent. We'll get to him in a little bit.
Hmm.
And designated hitter, which doesn't really matter in except insofar as that guy's there for his bat. He doesn't field, obviously he doesn't
Hmm.
pitch. All that matters about him is his wheels and his stick, so to speak. And there, Nathanael Soto, or the ghost thereof, does have a bit of an advantage. In fact, I say the ghost thereof, but he's actually having a hell of a rebound season. He's 40 years old, and
Oh, wow.
he suddenly went from being one of the least effective players at his position in his first year in Comerío to being an excellent batter once again, which he always was. Nathaniel Soto famously in the 1890s was one of the most dominant players. I believe he won Ilustrísimo twice and Nobilísimo once, and I think he stole something like an average of 120 bases for like 7 seasons. Just absolutely an incredible player. The Quesiteros, understandably, they were having a bit of lineup crunch and they wanted to get loose. They wanted to pry loose pieces from other teams. So they went and traded him, and they seem to have been somewhat cursed for that. Last year, they suffered the indignity of, as the reigning champions, getting beaten in the first round of the playoffs by their own divisional wild card. A team that didn't win the division, got into the playoffs, played them, and beat them.
Wow.
And then this year, they are currently second in the division, despite, to all appearances, having an even stronger pitching staff than they did last year.
That's impressive.
Indeed. And meanwhile, 40-year-old Nathaniel Soto has experienced a jump of something like almost 80 points in his on base percentage from last year to
Wow.
this year.
Wow.
It is very interesting that he's only batted in 15 runs at this point as a designated hitter. You know what? I'm betting you. I'm going to make a prediction here.
Okay.
I am
Uh-oh.
betting you he
Future
bats
Damas.
leadoff. He
Ooh,
does
okay.
not. He bats seventh.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that a strategic position at all? Seventh?
Well, for a designated hitter, you want him to be where he's going to do the most damage, i.e., bring
Right.
in runs, or
Yes.
himself get on base. But Nathaniel Soto's decided feature is his feet. He is 24 for 33 this year on stolen base attempts, so he's a low volume stealer, but he's very good at it. And so I don't know why he would only have batted in 15 runs if he's that low in the lineup. It could just be that Comerío isn't generating that many runs in the first place.
Yeah. That's a shame.
We can actually check that out. Let's see how they rank. They are 13th, so they're top third in the Imbetances. Perhaps it's understandable. At any rate, the real question here is going to come down to which Ted Balloon are we getting? This year, Ted finally achieved something that Navegadores pitchers have wanted basically for since 1902 when the Navegadores took this new approach, and that is
Okay.
run support. Ted has won 15 of his 19 starts. He's only lost two. The other two have been no decisions, pardon me. And this
Wow.
is because even when he gives up a ton of runs, his team tends to show up and win the game for him with their bats. So he's been very, very lucky this season in a way that most pitchers simply haven't been in Naguabo
Nice.
uniform.
Nice.
And that's good because honestly, Ted came into this as kind of the. This was his second season as basically the ace of the rotation. Everton Stack maybe a little bit more fits that role traditionally, but Ted is the guy who's been here. Ted is in many ways one of the team captains. The pitchers look up to him. The players in general see him as really the symbol of this era of the Naguabo team for good and for ill. And so his success in particular is very important. The better that
Yeah.
he is, the better all the rest of the team feels about taking the field, which, by the way, we should get around to.
Yeah, let's see that field.
We are, of course, at La Timonera, and hopefully this time we will be allowed to get through the entire game before things go wrong.
Uh-oh.
You
Let's
can
see that grotto.
That's right. You can see there the Navegadores in their home sapphire and gold uniforms, and the Comerío, the Guabaleros de Comerío in their. God, I love these. Orange, turquoise, and black.
Very good combo. Very 90s to my
Yes,
sensibilities.
exactly.
I love
It kind of looks like they should be all wearing windbreakers.
it. They
Very
haven't invented
puffy.
those yet. They're ahead of their time.
I was actually shocked to find out that windbreakers have been around since the 40s.
Yeah. They were made of what? Canvas? I don't remember.
Sure, I have no idea. I just know a guy in a
Mm,
Lou Archer novel gets killed wearing one.
nice.
Anyway, the sky is clear, so that's an advantage definitely for the Naves and for Ted, who has had a couple of his starts ruined by getting tired while he sits for a while. The wind is blowing right to left, which really means nothing for our purposes. It's probably not going to have a massive effect on the game. Maybe it means there'll be a little bit more pressure for Vidal and Ham to communicate out there. And they're
Massive Effect. Those are the kind of video games they had in 1905.
what was that?
Massive Effect.
Yes. Yes, that was the one you had to play with very primitive punch cards designed by Charles Babbage.
Yeah, somebody had to crank the machine the entire time you played.
That's right. That was the difference engine number 3. It also had a red ring of death. People didn't.
If
But
you touch it so hot,
yeah,
you really
and
burn yourself on
and
it.
the worst part is too that so they made these machines to last. So the red ring of death didn't necessarily mean you had to throw it out or send it back, but it did mean that a small child had to go inside and fix the pieces like it was a snow piercer. At any rate,
Oh,
child abuse. Anyway,
as
before
was the style at the time.
this is only getting more depressing.
True.
All right, let's get this game on the road before we have first pitch and read out the lineups, and that's in the incorrect order. We're going to have a commercial from the oldest and boldest of our sponsors. Louisa, who are we talking about?
We are talking about Dr. Gonzalez and his wood tar liquor. Going back in time from 2025 to 1905, I'm proud to present the first ad for you folks so you'll learn about this wonderful product. 50,000 patients have been cured over 10 years. Chronic colds, rogue coughs, abundant chest discharges, asthma, bronchitis, and other respiratory ailments, all cured by it. It helps with consumption and bladder catarrh, that's inflammation. It purifies overhumored blood, and it whets the appetite for fattening. Not to be confused with other Dr. Gonzalez wood tar liquors, except no substitutes. And of course, it's sold in all good pharmacies, especially San Juan's own Farmacia Guillermetti, at the corner of Calle de San Francisco and Calle de la Cruz.
Thank you very, very much, Louisa. All right. It is June 28th, 1905. As we mentioned, Puerto Rico has been free for 34 years. Since the 1871 treaty with the Kingdom of Spain made it the Insular Republic. Since 1901, it has also been free of United States influence, and currently, I believe in 1905, Theodore Roosevelt is beginning his first term as president. No, that's right. His political career was kind of strangled to death when he was captured in Cuba during the United States invasion of the Caribbean.
Get wrecked.
Now, what I don't remember is who William Jennings Bryan's vice president was, because he presumably would have succeeded him in 1901 when William Jennings Bryan himself got extremely murdered by Leon Czolgosz.
Oh dear.
So it's an open question. Who is currently at the head of the United States? And we don't care.
That's right. The sun is shining. We have baseball. We don't need to care about that.
In Cuba, in Mexico, soon in Venezuela, there is baseball. Today, for the visiting Guabaleros de Comerío, batting first, number 53, the right fielder, Gilberto Lopez. Batting second and playing third base, number 24, Palamedes Chavez. Batting third and playing left field, number 21, Turlo Ureña. He is Irish and Cuban, if you were wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Batting fourth and playing second base, number 13, Simonides Resendes. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 6, Aiden Gibson. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 1, Orlando Gonzalez. Batting seventh and playing in the designated hitter, number 2, Nathanael Soto, ironically known as El Promedio, the average.
Gotta keep an eye on that guy.
Batting eighth and catching, number 31, Berengario Aguilar. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 38, Pablo Marcano. And now, the starting lineup for your Navegadores de Naguabo. Batting leadoff and playing right field, number 56, Frank del Castillo. Are you not doing the nicknames this time?
Oh, sorry, I totally forgot. Yes, let's do them. Let's remind ourselves. This, of course, is Diablo Rojo.
Spanish for like a fighting chicken or something.
Or something.
Very much or something. Batting second and playing second base, number 4, Etaoin Sherdlu.
The font of wisdom.
Batting third and playing left field, number 37, Vidal Santiago.
Ooh.
The barber. Yep.
Oh, yes, good, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Batting fourth and playing third base, number 12, Wally Balk.
The human ripcord.
And he's been looking to pull that ripcord on his 10th home run of the year for a while. Let's see if it happens tonight. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 16, Rob Feaster.
The Grackle.
Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 6, Benigno Valdez.
Benji.
Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 18, Declan Milne.
Oh no, it's a new guy.
Yeah, it is a new guy. You've already made a couple of jokes about this, but we don't have a nickname for him. We don't know if he is related to A.A. Milne, but he might be because his batting lately has been like poo.
Oh boy, poor guy.
He's actually doing okay. It's fine. He's getting used to Betances pitching. Things are different over here. It's okay.
All right.
Batting eighth and playing center field, number 27, Graham Underwood.
Ham.
And batting ninth and catching, number 0, Spike Stonehand.
The man who doesn't need a nickname because
his name
is too cool.
Yeah, and also they took it away because his facial hair is just horrifying.
It just seems to change constantly.
Yeah, well, most of them go in the direction of having more facial hair. Mm-hmm. Spike shaved down to what appears to be the rattiest soul patch of all time.
Just a little postage stamp there.
Yes. And it actually kind of looks like he shaved the Batman logo onto his chin there.
I would love that.
That would be a great move. He could, obviously he could sue them. But anyway. Pitching.
He is a Batman, if you think about it.
He is this year, that's for sure. He's batting .309. Anyway.
Nice.
Pitching for the Navegadores tonight, it is number 2, Ted Balloon, also known as
Looney Balloony.
And also known as, especially lately, the Wild Man of Naguabo. He is 15-2 over 19 starts, 162 and 2/3 innings, 129 strikeouts, 231 walks, an ERA of 2.10. Ted throws relatively hard. I don't think we've got a... Yeah, that's not miles per hour, that's kilometers. Nobody is throwing 145 miles per hour.
That would be wild.
Yeah, it sure would. And speaking of wildness, well, he's kept his wild pitches down to just 6. He has now hit 14 batters on the season. We're not sure where that ranks, but it is not low.
Oh man. If you're not familiar with Ted, he does tend to hit a lot of batters.
There are more, I am convinced at this point. We are still tracking his starts in 1903 and 1904, but we are convinced that there are more starts where Ted has hit 2 guys than where he's hit none.
He hits one, and in his mind, he's just like, oh no, I'm definitely going to hit another guy. It's going to happen.
Exactly. He sort of does a reverse The Secret on himself.
Hmm.
He has a fastball and a curveball, but really, in the crescendo of his arsenal, the forkball and then the wicked, wicked changeup he's got are his calling cards. And we're hoping that, especially that changeup, is going to be in evidence today against this lineup. We've got Gilberto Lopez leading off. He's currently batting 206, but he's actually doing quite well at getting on base. Got an on base percentage 123 points higher than that. OPS is 645, 6 home runs, and 24 runs batted in.
Oh no, he's dangerous.
It's time for baseball.
Here we go. That beautiful grotto. Look at that out there.
Pan
Little
across.
waterfalls.
That's right. We pan across La Timonera. I wonder what color. Aha! There's the turquoise shirts.
Nice.
Very good. They all seem to be sitting specifically in these sections here to the right, I guess, of the batter.
And I see now that the field is located in a red stone desert, which is interesting.
The less we talk about that, the better. Changeup immediately in evidence as it misses the outside corner. And is this game going to crash one pitch in? Because that would be an advantage, really.
Oh boy.
Okay. Seems like it won't. We're going to disable the out-of-town scoreboard for a bit on the theory that maybe that's got something to do with it. We'll see.
Okay.
That's ball 1. Curveball misses low and outside. It's 2-0. Oh, boy. Ted. Fastball misses low. All 3 to the same corner. He is not swinging at any of them. By the way, Gilberto Lopez, 211 average against Ted Balloon, but I'm betting you his on-base percentage is quite a bit higher. With a hitter's count, Ted's got to come into the zone here. Wally Balk is playing in, apparently, and instead it's going to be a leadoff walk. Ted Balloon starting the game already with a man on and no outs. Yep, they were playing Wally Balk in because Gilberto Lopez can bunt the hell out of a ball.
Oh, jeez.
Here comes Palamedes Chavez, the third baseman. He's currently hitting 271. OPS is 649, no home runs, 25 runs batted in. He's 1 for 4 against Ted. Ted is going to want that double play. The question is he going to get it? As Chavez bangs that one to Benji Valdez. Benji goes to first to get the easy out there. And Lopez will make it to second. Relatively speedy, so they've got to avoid the double here. And luckily, the next batter up, Turlo Ureña, is not having a good June. He is currently hitting 284 overall, but just 221 in June. OPS is 696, no dingers, but 41 runs batted in. Ureña, a spray hitter. He can hit it pretty much anywhere, and he is also 1 for 4 against Ted Balloon. They just got to avoid that extra base hit. Fastball in there, strike 1. Ureña knocks that one, and it gets past Sherdlu at second. There goes Frank. He's going to throw for it. And it looks like Lopez will be stopped at third. Smart move there. That was a well-thrown forkball, but it failed to break the plane of the zone, and Ureña was able to get just enough bat on it to drive it into the outfield. So we've got issues here. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And Simonides Resendes coming up to bat. He is currently hitting 293, OPS of 756. 293 leads the current lineup, believe it or not. OPS of 756, no home runs, 24 runs batted in. I'm trying to see. He's hitting 321 in June. This
Oh.
could get interesting. I'm trying to see if he's ever faced Ted before, but it doesn't look like it.
It looks like he hits in a pretty predictable direction.
Here's open. As he holds up on the forkball inside, 1-0. Ted at 8 pitches here. Really needs a cheap out. A pop-up, a strikeout, as that fastball is in the zone, 1-1. There goes Ureña breaking for second, and Stonehand's throw will be nowhere near. Stonehand's arm this year has been weird. It hasn't really gone anywhere. His ability to throw is still there. He still gets up as quickly as possible, but for some reason, they're just better able to keep him from getting them out.
Mm-hmm.
With 2 strikes on Resendes, let's see if we can finish him off here. Nope. Looks like he's going to fall low on the changeup to even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and only 1 out. Knocks that one. It's a ground out. Goes to Shirtley at second. He goes to home plate. And is he safe? He is! Ureña will make it to third, and we're in the same situation. Runners on the corners with 1 out, and Comerío scores the first run of the game.
Jeez, that was fast.
Ted is still only 1 out in over 12 pitches, and he's already allowed the first run. And all of it on tiny little hits. Normally his issue is he starts allowing doubles and triples down the power alleys, but that's not happening here. Hopefully he'll get
be that designated hitter in the first inning anyway.
We might. And if we do, that's going to be a problem. Here comes Aiden Gibson, the first baseman. Currently he's hitting 249, OPS of 634. 1 home run and 26 runs batted in. Against Ted, he's 2 for 10. As, oh boy, Ted throwing the changeup inside this time. 1-0, as he seems a little bit spooked. That is through. That's going to make it past the infield there. Shirtley couldn't corral it. And it's up to Underwood to see if he can make that assist happen. Nope. The throw is offline. It's an RBI single. And Gibson will make it to second. On the errant throw, the Guabaleros doubled their lead. They're up 2-0 here in the top of the first.
I got a bad feeling.
That's fair. 2 on and still only 1 out. Second and third now for Orlando Gonzalez, who is currently batting 287. OPS of 705. No home runs and 24 runs batted in. Orlando Gonzalez entering his first year with the Guabaleros. He was traded by the Galanes de Ciales, who probably wish they had him around right now. Ted getting knocked about quite badly here, as that curveball misses very low, 1-0. And you really can't blame Ted at this point for the way he's throwing now. At first, maybe we could be a little bit annoyed, but that changeup misses inside, 2-0. Is that going to get called? Yup. Fastball misses outside, and it's 3-0. Let's check how many strikes Ted has thrown. 7 out of 17 pitches. You're not going to win a lot of ball games doing that, especially when he issues his second walk, both on 4 pitches to load the bases. And here's the bat you didn't want to face with the bases drunk like this. Nathanael Soto comes up to bat. He is currently hitting 278, OPS of 708, no home runs, 15 runs batted in. He has never gotten a base hit off of Ted.
Okay, here's the thing, though. We were talking about it being strange that he was number 7, and it was. I feel like it was strange.
Mm-hmm.
But if he could hit a home run right now, that would really completely prove everything we were thinking wrong.
It would. It would also be very, very interesting because he hasn't hit a home run since 1902.
Yeah, I don't expect it, but if it happened, actually, maybe I do expect it the way this game's going.
That's fair. Here goes nothing. As That curveball misses low, 1-0. Soto lines that one to Benji. He goes to second for one, and the Guabaleros score another run as they can't relay. And Shirtley looks like he scratched his hand there making that play. Maybe that's why he couldn't make the relay throw. But the Guabaleros are ahead 3-0 as Resendes is able to scamper home. Gibson will take third. Soto on first, and there are runners on the corners with 2 outs for Berengario Aguilar, who is currently hitting .271, OPS of .676, no home runs and 25 runs batted in. Ted would really like June to be over with. As he finally opens him up with a fastball strike down there on 1. Maybe he's finally settling in as he follows that one with another fastball strike. 0-2 now. Let's see if he'll finish him off. Aguilar flies that one out down the right field line, but that is going foul. That's got to be the first fly ball Ted has allowed this whole time. They've all been little grounders and liners. So we'll stay at 0-2. Ted, for variety's sake, throws to first, but Soto is back in plenty of time. 0-2 once again. And he misses with the changeup 1-2. He probably predicted Aguilar would swing at that one, given basically given how the rest of the at-bat had gone. Ugh, God. Now he misses inside with a forkball, 2-2. And Aguilar holds up on the changeup outside. After getting 2 strikes on Berengario Aguilar, Ted has allowed a full count for the first time in this game. So you know what that means. It's time for the 6 words everyone loves to hear during a ball game. This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
Swung on, lifted into left field, but way foul. That one bounced off the grass and into the audience. Payoff pitch number 2 coming up. And it's Ted's 3rd walk of the ball game.
Ted, not now, Ted.
He will now face Pablo Marcano, the shortstop, who's hitting .269, OPS of .612. No home runs and 14 runs batted in. Ted had almost 30 pitches in this first inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs, as that fastball is in there for a strike, 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1-1. Changeup misses outside, 2-1. He gets another strike, fastball down there. Let's see if you can finish him off. This is the way you pitch when you're nursing an injury.
Interesting.
For his 33rd pitch. Got him! Ted finally manages the strikeout he should have gotten last time, but not before Comerío absolutely dominates him in this first inning. A 3-run first, and the Guabaleros pull way ahead. The Navegadores are going to have a lot of work to do to get back into this one, and the Guabaleros did pull a bit of a fast one in this game. They switched their pitcher at the last second. Their original pitcher for today was one Manny Smith, who was signed earlier this season and had an ERA of 3.21, 38 strikeouts to 30 walks. But at the last second, they switched them up and brought in Sarpedon Arevalo, who I guess had actually started a couple of games for them earlier this season. Let's see here. He had actually switched around between their affiliate team and their main team here. And it looks like this is his first start back. He had last started a game for them in April for the Major League team.
Okay.
So, I guess here goes nothing. Sarpedon Arevalo, pardon me, a slower pitcher. He's got a fastball, slider, and sinker, but like Ted, his big thing is a changeup. He does not have a particularly good handle on the base path, so hopefully we're going to see some good stealing today. But we all know how well that goes when we predict that. And he's going to be facing a lineup that, frankly, has been able to get their team back into games. Not the least because it's being led off by one Frank del Castillo, who is currently batting 343, OPS of 925, which I believe currently ranks fourth in the Liga Nacional, well, in Liga Betances. One home run and 63 runs batted in. Let's see if they can at least get some pitches out of Arevalo and try to make it a little bit closer. Arevalo is allowing a 317 batting average to opponents, as he gets a gift of a fastball, of a strike call on that fastball. It's 0-1. Starting to feel like even the umpires don't want us to win here.
What else is new?
Fair. Slider misses, 1-1. Frank lines that one through, and that's a man on for the Navegadores. He puts it through the right side gap on the infield.
Okay.
And he'll put on the brakes there. That's his 100th hit of the season.
Oh, wow. They could work with this, maybe.
Maybe. Here comes Etaoin Sherdlu, who's currently batting 273, OPS of 725, one home run, 33 runs batted in. He cooled down a bit after having a very torrid stretch in late May and early June. Let's see what he can do against Arevalo here. There goes Frank, and he is going to steal that base in plenty of time. That's his 52nd stolen base of the season, and it would be a little bit more impressive if he hadn't also gotten caught 22 times.
Yeah.
Man on second with no outs and an 0-1 count on Sherdlu. Sherdlu lines that one down the right. Ugh, just barely foul. So it'll be strike two instead, a changeup. Just bending outside the zone. If he'd been able to keep it fair, that would have for sure brought in a run.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, Arevalo might be about to strike him out. Instead, it'll be a ground out to second.
Yeah.
It'll bring Frank to third base as Resende sends it over to Gibson. Good pick from the Englishman there, and Del Castillo will be 90 feet away. Here comes Vidal Santiago, who's been one of the most, I feel like we say this every time, but truly, one of the most consistent bats for this lineup. Whatever the job that needs doing is, Vidal gets it done. Here, for example, this is the man you want. And Vidal, I'm putting a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but if you want a sac fly, which is really what you want right now, you need somebody to just get that run in no matter what. This is the man you bring for it. That's why he's currently hitting 296, OPS of 794, no home runs, 44 runs batted in.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes nothing. And that's not what the doctor ordered. First pitch swinging, and he gets completely under it, with plenty of time for Marcano to come over and grab it. So we'll try again. Here comes Wally Bach, who is currently hitting 251, OPS of 727, 9 home runs and 47 runs batted in. 7 pitches for Sarpedon Arevalo, and Vidal Santiago swung at a fastball that was on his hands.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's going to be that kind of game, I see.
Maybe he panicked.
A little bit, yes. Fastball outside, misses. That's ball 1. And that sinker misses as well. Ball 2. Bach swings on that one, brings the bat entirely around. Fastball in the corner, 2-1 now. And he grounds that one out. Bouncer down the third baseline. Should be enough to end the inning, and it sure is. Chavez to Gibson, and the threat is extinguished. That ends the first. The Guabaleros remain up 3-0 and get another crack at Ted Balloon.
Man, what a first inning. That went on forever and was not great.
No, it was not. We are going to start warming up guys now. Depending on the situation. Here's the other thing, too. Our bullpen is beat up to the point with the loss of Anbar for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks, with Varela suddenly turning into kind of crap.
Oh.
There's just not really a whole lot of reliable arms to turn to right now, is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, honestly, we would probably be better served by bringing in guys from the minor league team
Hmm.
to switch in and take a couple rotations if Ted really is just going to stink it up for a while. I mean, the
Yeah.
question is, where do you put him? Presumably, you would move him to the arm barn, or maybe he is injured. Who knows? But if this is a write-off game, let's at least let everybody get in their reps, get in at bats, get in innings pitched.
Hmm.
For the moment, though, we're going to see what we can get out of Ted. He's through 1 inning on 33 pitches. Ugh. 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. And for the second time today, he'll face Gilberto Lopez, who drew a walk off of him last time. And Ted starts him off with a changeup inside, 1-0. Once again, ball 1 on the first pitch. And once again, ball 2 on the second. Changeup misses inside, 2-0. Oh my God! 3 changeups in a row, this time all inside instead of all outside. Not one strike to be found anywhere. Ted has thrown 15 strikes on 36 pitches.
Jeez.
Come on, give him the walk. There it is. 2 4-pitch walks to Gilberto Lopez. Here comes Palamedes Chavez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. As Nate Chadwin starts to warm up, Chavez fouls that one off on 1. That would have been ball 1 had he not swung at it.
Hmm.
Swung on. Benji Valdez has it, scoops it, throws to first, and... oh no, that was the same out that happened last time. Lopez makes it to second. And with a man on second and 1 out, Turlo Ureña, who is 1 for 1 on the day, will come up. Let's see if Ted can do better against him this time. He gets the changeup in there, 0-1 on his 40th pitch of the night, before he misses low with a fastball to even the count at 1-1. Got a buffet inning going. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner, 1 out. That is swung on and fouled off to make it a 1-2 count. Let's see if Ted has a finish in him today. Nope, he misses with a forkball, 2-2. Oh boy. Ureña is currently hitting .322 with crispy rispies like he's got here, so this could be a problem. He sends that one to Sherdloo, who's got it, makes the throw, and that's out number 2.
All right.
That's a little bit better as Lopez makes it to third. And here comes Simonides Resendes, who last time brought in a run. How he did it, I don't remember, but he did. Oh, yeah, first via fielder's choice. So he flies that one out on the right field line, but that is going to go foul. That was a fastball, 0-1. Swung on, hit to Benji Valdez. He's got it, makes the throw, and that could have gone worse. Decent rebound inning from Ted, something around 10 pitches to retire the side, and just giving up his 4th walk of the game. 13 pitches, to be exact. Now the Hartsmen of the lineup get their second crack at Sarpedon Arevalo, who is through 1 inning on 11 pitches with 1 hit. Rob Feaster comes up. He has cooled off quite a bit. In June, he's hitting just 141. Average of 218. On-base percentage of 346. He's still drawing plenty of walks. OPS of 695. 1 dinger and 27 runs batted in. If Feaster can get on, he's usually pretty good for putting severe pressure on opposing lineups. As that fastball just barely misses 1-0. So does that fastball, 2-0. By the way, which shoe color do you like better for the Guabaleros? Do you think the orange or the turquoise?
Hmm. I think I like the turquoise. I like when their feet really show up against the grass.
Inside with a fastball, so it's a hitter's count to Rob Feaster. Let's see if he'll make it on base here. Look at that. Ted must be watching from the bench as that changeup is in the zone. The gentleman's strike is permitted in this game. It's a
Nice.
3-1 count now, and we can sit Nate Chadwin down for a bit.
Although I kind of like the catcher's white shoes there. Nice contrast.
Feaster knocks that one away and brings his at bat to a full count, so you know what that means.
Here we go.
This will be a payoff pitch.
Woo!
Arevalo rears back, and Feaster fouls that one off as well. A fastball that time, so we'll stay at full count. Payoff pitch number 2 coming in. Bangs that one foul as well. Feaster decided he's going to waste those pitches no matter what. So payoff pitch number 3 coming in. This is already the longest at bat any of them have had. And it's a walk. Rob Feaster draws an 8-pitch walk on a slider. High and away, and brings up Benji Valdez, who's currently hitting 288, OPS of 796, no home runs and 30 runs batted in. Benji already had the usual month he has where he goes absolutely nuts and murders a baseball for weeks on end.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if it's a good thing that he already had that month and it's only June. We're kind of hoping that he'll take advantage of the power alleys here and hit one of his famous triples.
That'd be great.
It sure would be. Ooh!
Here we go.
The nothing happened music.
That's always good. Get the crowd real whipped up.
Yeah. Throw to first there. Feaster is back on that one. Another pickoff attempt, and Feaster will be back on that one as well. They're definitely trying to keep him at the base. They know how good he is at this. As there he goes, and they're not even going to be able to throw him out. Not even going to be able to attempt it. Aguilar let the ball go, and Feaster has stolen his 57th base of the season. 1-0 count. As that fastball misses low. 2-0. That is a passed ball. Aguilar can't corral it, and Feaster will make it to third. Let's see if Valdez can tap him home and at least get 1 run out of this inning. It's a 2-1 count. As that slider misses outside, and it's a 3-1 count now for Benji Valdez, as Arevalo has a little bit of trouble handling this middle part of the lineup here. Valdez knocks that one down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Feaster will come home, and it's a 3-1 game there, as Benji, I imagine, is going to try for second, and indeed, it is a stand-up double for Benigno Benji Valdez. Ureña has to hit the cutoff man there, and the RBI extra base hit, his 31st run batted in of the year, kills the shutout.
Nice.
That puts a man on second with no outs for the new guy, Declan Milne. Don't let these stats fool you. These are his total stats for the year. And while he was traded to the Navegadores because he should be a very good hitter who can also back up first base, third base, and in the future possibly even left field. Declan Milne is currently hitting, 263 for the Navegadores. 5 hits in 19 at-bats, one of which was a double. He's scored once. He's batted in a run once. He's struck out twice. He's walked 1 time. His on-base percentage is exactly 300. And he has stolen 1 base. And Luisa, once again, for the people who are just listening, you can see what his speed and stealing ability and everything says here. Would you like to explain to the audience why it's weird that he's stolen 1 base?
Well, out of, I believe, 100 is the range.
Correct.
He has a 3 in speed, a 3 in stealing ability, a 1 in base running. All of this says that should not have worked. Ever.
No, and yet it did.
Incredible.
Incredible indeed. With Benji on second and no outs, let's see if Milne. I want to check one last thing before we get going here. He has batted. I want to
I like
say
that he's incredibly bad at stealing, but his stealing aggressiveness is a little bit higher at 37, so he's a confident idiot, which I really respect.
fair enough. Okay, let's see here. He didn't do very well in the one at bat he's gotten at home so far. He's done pretty okay in the at bats he's had away. So let's see what's going to happen.
Oh, he feeds on negative energy.
Perhaps, yeah. As Milne there watches that fastball miss away, 1-0. And that changeup hits the dirt, 2-0. Milne hits that one over. Oh, no! It's a liner up the middle, but Resendez is there to put it away. It was a hard-hit ball. And had Resendez just not been able to cover that distance, it would have gotten through him. Valdez may have even been able to get home on that one. Instead, it'll be up to Graham Underwood, who's currently hitting .241, OPS of .588. No runs and 35 runs batted in to see if he can get Valdez home. Underwood's been doing quite well in June. He, let's see here, splits is what we want. After getting to the point where he was hitting just 189 in May, in June he's rebounded quite a bit to actually become an above average hitter for a bit there. What's interesting though is that pretty much a third of his runs batted in have come in each month. So it's interesting because it's basically he has proven about as adept in that specific situation, no matter how the rest of his hitting is doing. Let's see what he's got in store for us today with a man on second and 1 out. As Arevalo there misses with the fastball, 1-0. Nothing marginal about that call. That was well out of the zone, and you know it. As Valdez steals third without a throw.
Wow. All right.
His 44th of the season. Let's see. Now, Ham's job here is to tap him in and get it to a 1-run game with 2 balls and 1 out. As Arevalo misses again with a fastball, 3-0. I actually don't hate this approach either. If Arevalo's not going to pitch in the zone, then screw it. Let him walk you. There goes the gentleman's strike, 3-1.
Darn it.
Oh, and every reason not to swing there. That changeup, had it broken, would have been ball 4. All right, here we go.
It's time.
Full count, so this will be a payoff pitch. Swung on, lifted into right field. That is going to land. Fair ball, and Ham Underwood has an RBI single. It's a 3-2 game on a 3-2 count.
Oh, Ham, you brought it home. You brought home the bacon. Not yourself yet, specifically, but, I wanted to say it.
I would actually argue I think that's actually better. It does mean that we have to figure out a new metaphor for a new food metaphor for when he scores. But we can roast that shoulder when we come to it.
Yeah, there we go.
From Spike Stonehand, who is currently sitting on 69 hits.
Nice.
For an average of 309, OPS of 769, 1 dinger, 43 runs batted in. Spike Stonehand, with an on-base percentage of 379, is the sleep paralysis demon of every pitcher in the Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña.
I do like that. Yes, agreed.
That should not be happening. He is on track to draw 57 walks this year.
I'm always amazed at guys who can do that. I guess it's just having a great eye.
He's already drawn more walks in each of the past 2 seasons than he did for his entire first 3 years in the league.
He really learned a trick or two.
He must have, but I don't know what it is. It's incredible. Anyway, yes, especially when it's a guy that wasn't good at doing that before and now is, that makes it particularly memorable. All right, one out, man on first. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, don't.
There he goes,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he will make it
go.
way ahead of Aguilar's throw. Underwood's 37th steal of the season on 53 attempts. Not too bad. Let's see if he tries for third, too. That could be daring.
I hope
0-1
so.
count with a man on second and one out. Stonehand at the plate.
I love a steal, and Ham's my guy.
As that fastball misses low, 1-1. There goes Stone. There goes Underwood stealing third, and he will be well out of the throw. That's stolen base number 38 for Ham Underwood. He steals two on the same trip.
Amazing. It's all happening.
With a man on third, all Stonehand needs to do is get it into the outfield. Well into the outfield. Arevalo misses low with the slider, 2-2. He misses inside with the slider, bringing us to a full count. So, you know what that means. This will be a payoff pitch. Stonehand knocks that one too short, and it's an RBI ground out. This game is tied. One inning after the Guabaleros took a 3-0 lead, the Navegadores respond with a 3-spot of their own to even up the game here in the bottom of the second.
Now they're getting serious.
Stonehand gets the job done for RBI number 44, and the lineup turns over against Sarpedon Arevalo, who has now had to throw a 30-plus pitch inning of his own. With 2 outs and the bases newly sober, we're going to bring Nate Chadwin back into the bullpen so he can warm back up. Frank de Castillo will be up. He's 1-for-1. Arevalo had 39 pitches over just 5 outs, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and 1 walk. It would be amazing if they somehow managed to take the lead in this inning. He misses with the slider. That's ball 1. And that changeup looked like it was going to be a ball, but it's called a strike, and I'm not unhappy with it. 1-1 now. Frank chops that one into the ground. Gibson's got it, and it's just a foot race, which is not hard for him to win. So, that inning ends, but not before the Navegadores make it a whole new ball game for Ted Balloon as we head into the third inning. This game is tied 3-3.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed. That slider way up high. He really shouldn't have swung at that. Here in the top of the third, Ted Balloon will be facing Gibson, Gonzalez, and Soto to begin with. Gibson is 1-for-1 with a ribby, and Ted Balloon is at 46 pitches over 2 innings, having allowed 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. This might be one of his worst games of the season so far. And that's saying something, because he's had some really bad ones.
Yeah, he saved it up for us to see.
Mm-hmm. His current game score is 33. He's had a 27, a 30, a 29. And before that, they were all pretty amazing. So this is very unfortunate on his part.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, though, that presages a return to form later on in the season, so...
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. Gibson. They're hitting that run-scoring single. He is hot to go, and he swings right through that fastball. 0-1. Fastball in there for strike 2. Let's see if Ted can finish him off here. And he hit him.
Of course.
Oh, boy. A changeup got away from Ted there well inside and plunks Gibson, who goes to first. Here comes Orlando Gonzalez, who drew a walk last time. And Gibson's not slow, so this is dangerous. Sack attempt. Ted's got it. Goes for the back runner, weirdly enough. It'll be a successful sack bunt. Gibson will take second on that one. And, excuse me?
Is it getting stormy?
The sky is still registered as clear.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Now, for that bunt, it looked like he was holding his bat vertically. Does that ever happen?
I guess there are different bunting styles. Maybe it was an emergency bunt.
Huh, okay.
Maybe he didn't think he was going to, and then at the last minute just kind of figured out, yep, I got to sack bunt this.
Okay.
With a go-ahead run on second and 1 out, here comes Nathaniel Soto, who batted in a run last time. Soto holds up on the forkball, 1-0. Swings and lifts that one into left field. Vidal Santiago circling underneath it, waiting for it, puts the glove up, and he's got it. Ted's second fly ball of the game ends in an out. With a man on second and 2 outs, he will now face Berengario Aguilar, who drew a walk last time he came up. Chance here for Ted to end another scoreless inning. That forkball lands just barely in the corner there, and he gets the marginal call this time, 0-1. But we all know what start of Ted's we're in, so that changeup misses, 1-1 now. Swings right through the forkball, and this is where Ted messed up last time after getting him to 2 strikes. Let's see if this time goes better for him. Swung on, lifted, right field, down the foul line, and it will land foul. So we'll stay at 1-2. Let's see if Ted can finish the inning here. He's at 56 pitches right now. Aguilar hits that one into right field, and that will also go foul. Pitch number 57. A curveball. Haven't seen too many of those from Ted today. Let's see what he's got for us. Aguilar hits that one into right field. Once again, Frank de Castillo ranging underneath it. He's got it. It's another scoreless inning from Ted Balloon. Despite the hit by pitch, he actually manages to work around it.
Nice.
And puts up a gutsy inning there to keep his team tied. Sarpedon Arevalo now in the bottom of the third. 42 pitches over 2 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk. Will face Shirley, Santiago, and Bach. He did quite well against them the first time. Let's see if they have his number now. Shirley is 0 for 1 on the day. I think we're about to see something stupid. He grounded out to second last time. And this time he is going to fly out to deep left on the very first pitch.
Yeah.
Ureña is there. A changeup. Not a terrible pitch to swing on, but come on, man. This guy clearly is not keeping the ball in the zone. Here comes Vidal Santiago, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Base is empty and 1 out. Arevalo misses with a fastball, 1-0. Santiago lines that one down the right field line, but it is foul, 1-1. Fastball that time. Again with a swinging and a fastball inside. Come on. Arevalo misses with a third fastball, 2-1 here. Swings on that one, hits it to Resendez at second. He's got plenty of time to throw over to first. Oh, Vidal Santiago broke his bat on that one. And that sinker ends as a ground out. 2 outs and the bases remain empty for Wally Bach, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Arevalo at just 47 pitches now. If Bach can at least get a few more out of him, this won't be a total waste of an inning. Sinker misses away, 1-0. As does that fastball, 2-0 now. And Bach pops it up over the right side of the infield. Arevalo vacates the mound. Oh, but he's calling Gibson off, and he says, I've got this one. Let me in. So that's the inning. Naguabo goes down in order, and the score remains tied after what looked like they were finally starting to get to the opposing pitcher. Instead, Ted must now once again walk the tightrope. As we are through 3 innings, this game is tied. I'm going to leave the out-of-town scoreboard going. And, Luisa, it is time from a word from another of our sponsors. I will step away the booth is yours.
Thank you. Folks, I want to tell you about Holloway pills and ointment. Now, this is the best medicine for families. Every house should be well stocked with them. You need to purify your blood, obviously. Strengthen your nerves and your systems, all that stuff that's going on in there. Who knows? Cure biliousness, too much bile, lack of appetite, indigestion, both kinds of problems with food. It is priceless for all women's and children's illnesses. You know, like your family's gonna have. The ointment is unrivaled for curing, get ready, herpes, scurvy, sores, wounds, burns, and all kinds of skin diseases, including skin diseases of the leg. Not every ointment can guarantee that for you, but this one will, so be sure to read the label. It is made only at number 78 New Oxford Street in London, and it is sold at every pharmacy in the civilized world. A top-notch ointment and pills also. For your family, ointment for all your outside problems, pills for all your inside problems. I like the appeal of an imported medicine. That always holds true. Imported goods being fancy and exotic. So these are pills made up by our pharmacist. They used to often mix powdered medicines and drugs with, like, gums and gelatin, things like that, to make a paste. And then you'd put it into molds to make those pastes dry out into pills. And you can do that everywhere, and pharmacists did do that everywhere, but to have them imported all the way from London. Someone in London was making these pills for you that you're going to eat. I love that. Oh, I do want to say, side note, both teams that we see playing today, those teams both got mascots last year. Drawn by me. We have the Guabaleros are the whip spiders. So, a little spider guy with mandibles that look like a mustache. That was their mascot. And the Naves are represented by a pelican. A well-traveled pelican who's good at navigating because they have a compass on their neck pouch. Does that count as part of the beak? I'm not sure. With pelicans, who knows? But you know, that fleshy pouch. And so it helps me remember the teams and especially their colors because I looked at that a whole lot while I was drawing those designs. And I mention this because coming soon, we'll be seeing some more mascots for some teams that don't have them yet. So be excited about that. Look forward to that in the future.
Thank you very much, Louisa. We're just going to do one more thing before we proceed with, the rest of how this ball game is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which may or may not be pleasant if you're a Navegadores fan.
I kind of feel like they got this now. I feel like they won me back by getting those 3 runs in the second inning.
I wish I felt that confident.
Well.
Hang on just a second.
Mm-hmm.
As we enter the 4th inning.
What do you call that pelican neck pouch? A gullet? That's not it.
Oh man, I think it's just called a pouch.
Okay. I feel like it would have a more specific name. I love specific words for specific things, but I don't know that one.
Let's see.
Maybe it
Pelican
doesn't have
pouch name. Guller or Guler pouch.
Huh, okay.
I guess so. Mm-hmm. Interesting. As we enter the fourth inning, Ted Balloon has had one of his iffiest starts in 1905. 3 earned runs, 4 walks, a hit by pitch. But the Navegadores have picked him right back up. The score. And now we're going to get our emoji on. Literally one of my favorite parts of doing the social media work for this league is being able to find unique emoji for each team.
Uh-huh. What do we got here?
Well, the Navegadores are, as always, a compass.
Makes sense.
The Guabaleros are spider webs. They used to be spiders, but I like the spider web better.
That's fair. I was going to say, they don't make webs, but I agree that the spider emoji does not really look like a whip spider.
That is true. I honestly, for me, I think it's because I use dark mode, and the spider emoji is always very dark. So I like having the spider web because it's just more present.
That makes sense.
But that's not always how I choose them, because, for example, actually, come to think of it, I don't know that I have a single... I'm trying to think of a single purple or dark blue or black emoji in the entire LNP. I'm sure they exist, I just don't know. Well, the Malditos, the Naguabo affiliate team, is that purple devil.
Oh, right, yes.
So there is that, but...
I was going to say, the Marcianos, are they that purple digital-looking alien? But then I remembered, no, there's a UFO and there's also an alien head, so I don't think you use the purple one.
Yes, that one, you're correct. And in fact, the alien one is especially disappointing to me because it often, I think on the Microsoft keyboard, I will verify this right now, in fact, the alien shows up green, but when you actually put him into an application, becomes gray.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, sucks. The fact that Microsoft just kind of does its own little special pleading to like invent its own emoji set.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Especially when an emoji looks so different in one set that it really ruins whatever you're trying to use it for, assuming it's going to look a different way.
There's that, and then also, they don't accept flags as emoji. So you have to go get them from somewhere else and copy them into all your documents, and it's a mess.
No, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ooh,
that stinks.
Joey Kroos just hit his 20th homer of the year. Very nice. It's very funny. Literally every single 20 home run hitter is in Ostos. The top guy in Betances is Bob Molds, and he's only 19, last I heard.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, here comes Ted Balloon, who is through 3 innings on 58 pitches, 2 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout. And he faces Pablo Marcano, who struck out to end that long, long first inning. That was his first at bat against Ted Balloon, and here Balloon starts him off with a curveball, 0-1. Ted, 2 curveballs in a row to get 2 strikes. Let's see if he'll finish Marcano off here. And no, Marcano makes just enough contact to send it foul. Change up that time, and it's 0-2. There he goes. Marcano goes down on 4 pitches, this time on another of those whirly curveballs. And here comes Gilberto Lopez, who has managed to walk both times on 4 pitches.
Uh-oh.
Here he comes for the... Well, not the 3rd inning in a row, actually. He didn't come up last inning. He got him! A strike! Swings through the forkball there, 0-1. Ted suddenly changing the game plan against Lopez and actually pitching in the zone. Fouls off that changeup, 0-2. And he flies that one out. It's very, very shallow Right center, Shirt Lou looking for it, and he's got it for out number 2. Look what you can do when you pitch in the zone, Ted.
I thought he'd been better about that lately.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Hmm.
Even the ones where he does relatively well, the strike percentages seem low.
Hmm.
He did train over the offseason to basically add more bite to the curveball and the forkball. And so
Hmm.
it's an open question whether that really made things difficult for him because now he's got to control a much harder pitch than it used to be.
Okay.
Anyway, 2 outs, bases empty for Palamedes Chavez, who is 0 for 2. He's been out both times. The base is empty and 2 outs. That changeup is way outside. See what I mean? 1-0. And that fastball is way inside, 2-0. Now that he's expanded the zone, let's see if he's willing to come in a little bit. Nope. Misses way low with a curveball, and here's another hitter's count for Palamedes Chavez as Ted Balloon is about to throw his 69th pitch of the game.
Nice.
Would be nicer if he were throwing it in like the 7th when he should be. Ted Balloon issues his 5th walk of the game, almost all of which have been on 4 pitches. At some point, you have to ask yourself, why? Because
Yeah. If as a pitcher, you really should be better against batters than a bunch of mannequins would be against you.
mm-hmm. Number
Right?
one. Number two, at some point, you got to talk to your catcher and say, why don't we change the game plan here? Let's throw different pitches. Let's pitch more in the zone. There's no real. When you've got 2 outs, and this guy, you've gotten him out both times he's come up. Challenge him. Go after him. There's nobody on base. Now you have to
Yeah.
face a much better hitter with a man on base.
Mm-hmm.
Turlo Ureña is 1 for 2. Jesus Christ. It's a wild pitch as that curveball completely misses Stonehand and Chavez goes to second. 1-0 count as Ureña does Ted a favor there and sends it foul 1-1. Ted then hits the dirt with a fastball 2-1. And Ureña lines that into left field. It's a fair ball. Santiago running to cut it off. Will he be able to stop the run? Chavez going home. And the throw is offline. Turlo Ureña scores 1. As Palamedes Chavez's walk turns into the go-ahead run and Ted's 4th earned run of the game.
Oh man.
With a man on and 2 outs, up comes Resendes, who is over 2 with a ribby on the day. As Ureña has to go back on that pickoff attempt. And now we're right back to trying to get the Naves back in it. Another pickoff from Ted. A third pickoff from Ted, who seems to be taking out his feelings on Ureña there. A 4th pickoff attempt in a row. It's not his fault. He just did his job.
Yeah.
A 5th pickoff attempt. A 6th pickoff attempt.
All right.
A 7th pickoff attempt. Do you think he goes for number 8?
I don't know. I feel like he's going to give up and the guy's just going to go for it.
Hey, would you look at that? Misses
Yeah.
inside with a forkball. Well, maybe if you hadn't wasted 8 throws on that. 1-0 count. Resendes fouls off that one, 1-1. An 8th pickoff attempt.
Nice.
You have got to be kidding me, 1-1. A 9th pickoff attempt. Okay, we're going to try to do something. I don't know if this is going to work. But we feel it's... Okay, good. We were able to add a marker for this AB. We feel it's important. 1-1 count.
Okay.
That is swung on and fouled.
I'm
Ted on.
really surprised that runner hasn't tried to run on any of these.
That's the thing. They actually still have the fewest stolen base attempts as Valdez gets there in time, throws to first, and they do sort of get out of
Okay.
it.
All right.
The Guabaleros back in the lead after getting a run there thanks to Ted walking Palamedes Chavez and a wild pitch that put him on second. Here's the interesting thing. So Stonehand has not been as good at catching runners, but they still have the fewest attempted steals against them in the league. So it's like his reputation is scaring runners away.
Okay. Interesting.
It's kind of like when El Cid died, but the Almohads or whoever it was invading, so they
Mhm.
just they took his corpse and put it on his horse and like propped him up with like wooden sticks and so on and put his spear in his hand so he could go out there and scare them the hell away. Same idea, except that Spike Stonehand isn't dead, But other than that, the metaphor tracks.
Other than that, yeah, sure.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln. Anyway, here in the bottom of the fourth comes Rob Feaster, who drew a walk last time he came up, to face Sarpedon Arevalo, who is through 3 innings on 50 pitches, having allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and yet somehow would currently be in line for the win. And that's why Feaster swings on that first pitch and flies it out to left field express, Ureña, having no trouble with that one. Here comes Benji Valdez, who is 1-for-1 with a ribby. Let's see if he does a little bit better against Arevalo than that. 1 out, base is empty. If Feaster keeps batting like this, he's going to find himself like 8th in the lineup. Fastball is in there, 0-1. Valdez fouls that one off to make it 0-2. A fastball again. Ooh, that's a gutsy take from Benji Valdez, but the fastball misses. 1-2 now. And he got him. Struck him out looking for his first strikeout of the game and third of the season on a fastball. Valdez tried to check his swing on that one, but looks like he put his shoulder into it. And so Declan Milne comes up with the bases empty and 2 outs. He's got the last chance to extend this inning and get more pitches out of Arevalo. He's 0-for-1 on the day. Lines that one down the right field line, but that is going to go foul, and we all knew that. Incidentally, for reasons we don't need to get into, I had to spend a lot of time on the couch lately, and I watched a decent amount of the AMC show Into the Badlands. This is not going to be an unpaid endorsement. It's fine. If you're interested in like a weird, like
I don't think I've even heard of this show.
right. If you're interested in what if Fallout were a wuxia movie,
Okay.
then this is the series for you.
Is it post-apocalyptic?
It is. It's supposed to be
Okay.
something like 500 years into the future.
I see.
The Badlands, as far as I can tell, are supposed to be somewhere in the United States. Former
Okay.
United States, obviously. And it's very interesting that they're called the Badlands because that's a term you use for somewhere where things don't grow.
Right.
But the whole point, the Baron that we are introduced to first, who is played by Celeborn from the Lord of the Rings movies, Pardo Chokas.
Tell me where is Gandalf, for I much desire to speak with him.
Why is it this line that like is that his
I'll
only
tell you.
line or something?
No. That line is repeated several times in the Taking the Hobbits to Isengard
Oh, okay.
EDM mix, whatever you would
Gotcha.
call that. Proto EDM. Oh, I love that song.
Frodo EDM.
There we go.
It's your version of my what is it? He talked in one incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt him, but really quite hypnotic. From
I
the
don't know
Picard,
you.
it's from the Picard song.
Ah, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
that
sense.
that's your version of that one. I understand now.
Yes, definitely. So this guy's in it. Is he actually blonde?
He is strawberry blonde, I want to say, and he's got like a scraggly beard. He's very much supposed to be a southern plantation owner, is the character.
Interesting.
But the point
Okay.
is that he grows poppy seeds,
Oh,
opium.
right. He's
So,
intended to grow opium?
yes,
Okay.
that's supposed to be his thing. Each baron has the thing that they grow. Anyway, the reason I'm even bringing this show up is that
Uh-huh.
the font they use for the logo is actually surprisingly similar to the Navegadores N font.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. That seems like kind of a superhero font to me
Mm-hmm.
in my mind. So it seems strange that you'd use it for post-apocalyptic stuff.
Well, like I say, it is post apocalyptic, but it's supposed to be what if you married a post apocalyptic setting to a
Hmm.
martial arts movie? So
Okay,
there's a
I
little
can
bit of
see
that there.
that more. You know, it's funny when you first mentioned it, didn't know anything about it, but hearing the word Badlands, which is in one of the Dakotas, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the northern Midwest, it immediately made me think of Kevin Costner and his new show Yellowstone.
New show.
And
It's been going on for 28 years at this point. It feels like. Well, combined with all the
but
spin offs, it's like
yes,
28 years.
yes, exactly. Although they canceled the one with Harrison Ford, didn't they? Ridiculous. How are you
Good.
gonna get? Mm. Ugh.
They
Anyway,
wouldn't let him crash a plane, I imagine.
then the more you kept talking about it being post-apocalyptic, I was like, oh, this is exactly what Ken Costner would love. Also,
Ken Costner would absolutely. Maybe those Horizon movies are actually post apocalyptic and they just don't tell you ahead of time.
this is his genre: post-apocalyptic farming in the Midwest somewhere. This
Now,
is
hang
his
on. Hang on.
wheelhouse.
Real question. Is
Hmm.
it your contention? So, is the guy from Waterworld actually just what the postman did after that movie was over?
Yeah, he went to the ocean, he returned to the seas, as we all must,
Mm-hmm.
and he grew gills, and something about farming seaweed,
And then he
and
eventually became a crab.
drinking his own pee. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Carcinization comes for us all.
Mm-hmm. Drinking his own pee. He was just ahead of his time. He was just a human Bear Grylls meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We've
So,
solved it.
great. So, Ken Costner aside, Declan Milne is at bat. He's 0-1 on the
Oh,
day
yeah.
and 0-4-1 on the day with two outs and the bases empty.
Pre-apocalyptic baseball.
I think, as far as the Navegadores go, this is currently apocalyptic. Changeup misses inside, 1-1. I'm kidding. I don't need to be this disheartened. The Navegadores are playing good baseball. They're going to get in the playoffs. They'll probably make a deep run again.
But it's funny
But
that they really are not doing well today.
they're not. And I really wanted them to because this would be their 10th win in a row.
I see.
Having said that, we do need to recognize that the Guabaleros are not nothing. They are not. This isn't like you're losing to the Valencianos or the Soles or the Picudos. The Guavaleros are currently in the fight for a wild card. They're doing quite well. So it's okay. They win ball games. It's fine.
Okay, it's not so dishonorable to lose to them.
Yeah. So he missed with the second changeup as well. 2-1. Milne swings right through the fastball. 2-2. The whole reason he's here is not to do stuff like that. And he got him. Struck him out with a slider. Sarpedon Arevalo doubles his strikeout count for the season in one game as Naguabo yet again goes down in order. And we enter the fifth inning with Ted Balloon on 77 pitches over 4 innings, which is actually not unrespectable. 3 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, and a hit by pitch. And a wild
And a
pitch.
partridge in a pear tree.
Correct. And 2 strikeouts. He will now face Gibson, Gonzalez, and Soto. Gibson is 1-for-1 with a ribby and drew a walk. Or no, he got hit. He got plunked last time he came up. Fastball is in there for a strike. That's how the last one started. See what Gibson's got in store for us now. That is a hard liner down the left field line. Vidal Santiago has to run all the way to the corner to corral it. If he can uncork that throw quickly enough, they might hold him to a single. But they do not.
Yeah.
Gibson makes the turn. He's got plenty of speed, and he makes it to second easily with no outs. Orlando Gonzalez comes up next. He's drawn a walk and hit a sac bunt today, and he swings on that first one and turns it foul, 0-1. Ted does not help matters by hitting the dirt with that forkball, 1-1. Just basically spiking it. And then missing inside with a forkball, 2-1. That curveball misses low, and it's 3-1 now. At this point, Gonzalez is almost doing him a favor by fouling that ball off and bringing us to a full count. So this will be a payoff pitch. That's a walk. 2-1 with no outs for Nathaniel Soto and Ted at 85 pitches. Do you go to Chatwin at this point?
Sure, why not? That's what I say about this game.
Fair enough. Now pitching for the Navegadores de Naguabo, number 14, Nathan Chatwin. Chatwin has pitched 41 innings. He is 1-4. He has 22 strikeouts, 14 walks, an ERA of 3.51. And we're immediately going to put Jean Bourgeois and, let's see. I'll let you pick. Doesn't really matter. They're all kind of...
Let's see. Who do I want to see? I want to see Big Jack Cattol.
All right. Bourgeois and Cattol will be in to warm up if this inning gets even more out of hand with 2 on and no outs. Here comes Soto, who is 0-for-2 with a ribby on the day. By the way, we are somewhat imitating here. It's a sac bunt. Chatwin's got it and goes to first. That will bring in the other 2 runners. They'll move to second and third with 1 out. It's the 8th sacrifice hit of the year for Nathaniel Soto. Gibson, 90 feet away. Gonzalez in scoring position. Berengario Aguilar comes up next. He's 0-for-1 on the day. Let's see if Chatwin can maneuver his way around him and Marcano. We are sort of imitating the computer's behavior here, or we should say Harvey Burford's behavior, but sometimes he seems to be a bit like a computer. In that there seems to be for 1905 a kind of hard line where you say, oh, once you walk and or hit this many guys, you're out. Clearly you're exhausted. Just sit, have a drink of water, feel better.
Yeah.
Berengario Aguilar comes up. He swings right through that slider. He flew out last time, 0-1. As Chatwin misses low and inside with that fastball, 1-1. That is swung on and chopped foul behind the plate. A fastball there, a fast fastball too. Chatwin, by the way, we didn't mention a side armor, has a fastball, slider, changeup, sinker, and splitter. That splitter was most of the reason he got hired by the Navegadores, but he has really failed to take full advantage of it as he plunks Aguilar.
Oh, man.
That'll load the bases as the changeup gets away, and here comes Pablo Marcano. They need that ground out. They want that ground out. Marcano has struck out both times as that slider is in there for a strike, 0-1. That sinker misses inside, 1-1. And that fastball misses. He's seen a slider, a sinker, and a fastball, and oddly the breaking pitch was the only one in the zone. Marcano's batting 133 in June, and yet he's probably about to drive in a run somehow. As Marcano fouls off that splitter, 2-2. He's now seen all 4 pitches except the changeup. Let's see what Chatwin brings in. What he does is miss with the fastball to make it a full count. So here comes a very important payoff pitch. Marcano fouls it off. Will stay at full count. A fastball again that time. It's a walk. It's an RBI walk. The Guabaleros now lead 5-3 and get to have their top of the lineup come up.
Walking with the bases loaded, I mean, what's worse for a pitcher?
Hitting somebody with the bases loaded.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Or giving up a grand slam.
Yes, fair.
Gonzalez on third, Aguilar on
me
second, Marcano on
with
first.
Facts and logic.
That's right. Roberto Lopez watches that changeup in slow, 1-0. Lopez then swings and misses on the fastball, 1-1. As Chatwin then misses with the sinker, 2-1. And then he misses again with the splitter, 3-1. It's like nobody on this staff knows how to pitch today.
Mm-hmm.
Lopez swings on that one, hits it right to Chatwin. Chatwin goes home for one. And did they even manage to get one out? He does. He gets Gonzalez. Okay. So they'll stop the run. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs for Palamedes Chavez, who walked last time he was up. Probably the walk that got Ted yanked early.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he's got. As Chatwin gets a strike on his splitter, 0-1. Chavez checks a swing in time on the changeup, a 1-1. Chavez, strike 2. Chatwin 1 away from wrapping this up. So, of course, he misses high and outside with a fastball, 2-2. And then misses again with the changeup. So this will be another full count. This will be another payoff pitch. And get ready for what's almost certainly going to be another bases-loaded walk.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, that's exactly what happens. And the Guabaleros are now up 6-3.
This is very bad.
Yes, it is. This is a complete just meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, all of those runs are still getting charged to Ted.
Poor Ted. I didn't think I'd feel bad for Ted today.
Here comes Ureña, who's 2 for 3 with a ribby, with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Let's see if Chatwin can at least get this out. Splitter, lone outside. 1-0. Ureña bangs that one to Valdez. Got it. Throws to second, and the inning is finally, mercifully over. 2 runs, 1 hit, and they leave the bases loaded. So it somehow could have been worse. But the Navegadores are right back in that 3-run hole they fought so hard to leave. And with Arevalo making no moves to ease up on them, they've really got to bring their hitting shoes for the rest of this game. Sarpedon Arevalo is through 4 innings of 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He'll face Graham Underwood, who's 1 for 1 with a ribby. As Arevalo gets a strike on that changeup. Middle and in. 1-0. Underwood then swings right through the fastball. 0-2. And this is setting up nicely for a K. Nope, not yet anyway. Underwood swings on that sinker, makes contact, and fouls it off. We'll stay with it. 0-2 still. Next pitch to him. Underwood lines one through the right side of the infield. His second hit of the ball game, and he'll be on first after that single. Got to start somewhere with a comeback. A sinker, and here comes Spike Stonehand, who's over 1 with a ribby. Let's see if they'll have gotten wise to Underwood stealing this time around. They have not. That throw goes nowhere fast, and Underwood steals base number 39. It's his 3rd stolen base of the game.
Nice.
So at least somebody's having a good time out there.
Yeah.
0-1 count, man on second, and no outs for Spike Stonehand. as that fastball misses high, 1-1. Stonehand pops it up. A lot of those this season, or this game rather. And there's Resendez all the way from second to pick it up. Here comes Frank de Castillo, who's 1 for 2 at home. He's hitting damn near 400. Let's see if he can bring in that run. 1 out, man on second. As there's a pickoff attempt, but Underwood is safe, as he actually got caught slipping there, but unfortunately they couldn't bring in the ball correctly. So he had extra time to make it back to the base. Mm-hmm. As De Castillo watches that sinker miss inside, 1-0. And that changeup misses as well, 2-0. De Castillo hits that one down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Underwood breaking for home.
Yes, go for it. Right.
That throw is going to go to second. They're not even going to bother to stop him. It's 6-4 Guabaleros.
All right.
On the De Castillo RBI double into the corner, Ureña could not get to that one. It's a 2-base hit, and the Navegadores are within 2 now.
All right, okay.
Here comes Eto'o Shirtley, who is 0 for 2 on the day. There goes De Castillo going for third, and he is safe in plenty of time. That is his 53rd stolen base of the season. Puts him 90 feet away. 0-1 count on Shirtley as that sinker was low in the zone. Hits that one into the outfield. Shirtley's first hit of the game is an RBI base hit. A single, and it puts the Naves back within a run. The Guabaleros are still up 6-5, but with Shirtley on first base and only 1 out, Vidal Santiago, Wally Bach, and Rob Feaster could make something happen here. Vidal Santiago, by the way, batting .366 at home. He loves those power alleys. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Let's see if he can make that happen. By the way, look where that slider was that he hit.
Wow, that's, Is that foolhardy to go for one there? I need to work out, so I guess maybe not.
If you know it's a slider and can predict where it's going to break, then maybe it's okay.
Yeah. Well, he got lucky anyway.
Mm-hmm. Run on him first with 1 out as that fastball misses low, 1-0. So does that slider, 2-0 now. Santiago does him a huge favor by swinging right through that slider, 2-1. That would have been ball 3. And he swings through another one! 2-2. Santiago's running himself out of this AB, is what he's doing. Here goes nothing. Santiago! Liner! Right! Center! Field! It drops! That's a fair ball. It's a long line drive, and that might be enough to get Shirtley home as they have to hit the cutoff man. Santiago on the double. Shirtley will be stopped at third. That's his 23rd double of the season. Men on second and third with 1 out. And Arevalo, now on 77 pitches, will face Wally Bach, who's 0 for 2 on the day. A ball into the outfield could tie or even give the Navegadores the lead. Depending on whether it lands fair anyway. Come on, human ripcord. Remember who you are. Actually, let's check something here. His batting splits. Road versus away. 6 of his homers have come on the road. So, he generally hits better on the road, actually. He's hitting just .250 with runners in scoring position as the Bongos start.
Yay.
Changeup taken outside, 1-0. That also misses. Second changeup, I believe. Yes, indeed. Misses low, 2-0. Bach lines that one foul. 2-1 now. And fouls off what I'm pretty certain would have been ball 3. Maybe not. A slider there. 2-2. Nicely done. Fastball hits the dirt and brings us to a full count. Yet another payoff pitch coming up for Wally Balk here. Wally flies that one out center field. Is that going to be deep enough to run Shirtloo home? Maybe? Good question.
We'll never find out.
I have no idea. He's safe! They've tied the game on the sac fly from Wally Balk. Santiago will take third as the go-ahead run, and Shirtloo makes it in on the ball into the outfield. Let's take another look at that. Shirtloo went back to the base and took off running, and that looks like it must have been a close play at home as that throw just barely doesn't make it to home plate. That bounce is what saved the run.
Incredible.
So they've still got a chance here with Rob Feaster up to bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Let's see if he can get Santiago home and be the hero. And with 2 outs, we need to put in Jan Bourgeois, who I keep forgetting is a righty. I don't know why I always assume he's a lefty. And Big Jack Catole.
You think you'd be able to assume that the Bourgeois is right?
Good point. Feaster swings on that one, hits it right to first base, and Vidal will be stuck at third. But now before the Navegadores put on another 3-run inning to even it up with the Guabaleros heading into the 6th. We are tied once again. It is 6-6.
Oh, man. You might still get your hope for how this game might turn out and what it might mean for the record.
Oh, the 10th win in a row?
Mm-hmm.
I have my doubts, but we'll see. To face Resendez, Gibson, and Gonzalez at a minimum. Here comes Big Jack Catole, who has currently pitched 9 innings in this season. He's 2-1 over that length of time. He's allowed 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and currently has an ERA of 0.00. He's done quite well as a fastball, slider, forkball, and splitter guy. Perfectly neutral pitcher. Not quite as untouchable as he had been in previous seasons, but good enough to get the job done. Bourgeois will be sitting in the pen, and we're just going to trust Catole here. Resendez is 0 for 3 with a ribby. As Resendez immediately flies that one up foul, and it's going to be down to either Stonehand or Feaster. Feaster caught it, and 1 pitch and 1 out for Jack Catole. If there is one ultimate Big Jack Catole inning, it is the 3-pitch, 3-out inning. That's the kind of thing he is capable of that almost nobody else on this team can do.
Interesting. Okay.
He once got 3 outs on 6 pitches, and then got 6 outs, like the next inning, on a total of 9 pitches.
Wow.
And here comes Aiden Gibson, who's been a real thorn in the Navegadores' side all day. 2-2 plus a hit by pitch with a ribby. 1 out, bases empty. Last time he doubled. This time he hits the first pitch right to Rob Feaster, who goes right back to first base. And for the first time today, Aiden Gibson will not make it past home plate. And here he'll face Orlando Gonzalez, who has walked and sack bunted his way to an 0 for 0 line. Gonzalez takes a pitch, which is apparently possible to do when facing Jack Catole. Watches that slider go by, and it's 0-1 because it's still a strike. That splitter misses low, 1-1. Gonzalez swings on that one. It goes to Feaster. Catole going to first to cover. And believe it or not. What's the next line again? We're walking on air?
Yes, well, I'm walking on air.
I'm walking on air, but we are now, because that was a 5-pitch clean inning for the Navegadores. Comerío did not get anybody past home plate.
Nice.
Jack Catole just bought himself the 7th, as Raul Valles will now be in to pitch for Comerío, who's trying to really hold this one tight. That's a good pitcher. Wow.
He's young.
He's actually 26.
Yeah, I mean, that seems young for a pitcher. Is that not true?
Ooh, that's a good question. You got to remember the Navegadores tend to kick guys out once they hit 30.
True.
So 26 seems like midlife for a Navegador.
All right, fair enough.
Having said that, he is a very good pitcher. Slider sinker, soldier spy type, side armor, ground ball pitcher. Now, they won't be able to steal very easily off of him like they did with the starting pitcher. That may be the main reason he got picked specifically for this. He has yet to win, lose, or save a game, but his ERA is 3.27, although that's a little bit inflated because he struck out 12 and walked just 4. So it's not his decisions that are inflating his earned run average.
Ah, yeah.
First up comes Benji Valdez, who is 1 for 2 with a ribby on the day. Raul Valles has held opposing batters to a 545 OPS, which is pathetic, even by these standards. And Marcano there dives for that one, throws to first, and it gets away from Gibson. So the error will allow Valdez to first.
All right.
That's Marcano's 29th error at shortstop. Raul Valles, by the way, number 10. Here comes Declan Milne, and Valles still a righty, so we're still going to trust in our boy here. Man on first and no outs. As there's a pickoff attempt, but not in time. Valdez makes it back easily. Milne hits that one through. It's his first hit of the ball game, and Valdez will go to second easily. Oh! Right fielder overruns the ball there. Lopez can't quite make it happen, and Declan Milne will end up at second. Valdez at third. The go-ahead and insurance runs are in scoring position for 2-2 hitter Ham Underwood. Let's see if he can get his third hit of the game off of Raul Valles.
Come on, Ham.
Against righties, he's actually batting quite a bit better than against lefties. Still kind of below average, but literally twice as good. So maybe the key is just shove him out there against righties.
Mm-hmm. See what happens.
Here goes nothing. He's batting 400 this week, you know.
Wow.
Lines that one down the right field line, left field line, pardon me, but foul. 0-1 count on the sinker. That's right. You know, for the Joker, it's just a normal train.
Ooh, commentary.
Sinker misses inside, 1-1. Underwood hits that one, foul. Almost looked like the third baseman was going to get there in time, but not quite. One-two count. And he fouls that one off as well. This is a good at bat, even if it doesn't result in a hit. He's seen 3 sinkers and a slider and a 1-2 count. Come on, Ham. Slider misses inside, 2-2. Ham, bouncer right back to the pitcher. He's got it. Is he going to get it in time? No! The bases are loaded with no outs as Ham runs out the infield single.
Oh, man.
This is about to be the biggest at-bat of the game.
Nervous.
I mean, we all should be. This is a big moment, and Spike Stonehand has a chance here. He's over 2 with a ribby. Oh, boy. I don't want to bring in Salmeron because he has not been good against righties. Even though that, well, he's actually exactly the same against both kinds of hitters, but... Oh, man. Yeah, much worse. All right. In Spike, we trust. Well, let's see, actually. Maybe he's also crushing lefties a lot better. No, he crushes righties. We're sticking with him.
All right.
All right, here we go. Swung on! Lifted into right field, deep right field. That should be more than enough to score Valdez from third. Yep, he tags indeed. The sac fly gives the Navegadores their first lead of the game. They are up 7-6.
Oh, man.
Spike Stonehand gets the job done and allows the lineup to turn over for Frank Del Castillo, who is 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Make them pay, Frank. Make them pay. Oh, I like how that's playing very quietly so as not to interfere with the pitcher.
Yeah. Don't want to startle anybody. Just get them lightly pumped up.
That's right. Sinker misses low, 1-0. Sinker misses low again, 2-0. Sinker misses low again, 3-0.
Huh.
And that's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases back up.
All right.
Milne takes third, Underwood moves up to second. And there's Frank going to first to bring up Shirley, who last time had a nice key base hit and could now break this game wide open. Raul Valles, as a righty sidearmer, is quite a bit worse against lefties, but as we know from the Navegadores, that can mean anything.
Mm-hmm. What if he hits a home run and it's a grand slam? What then?
I will lose my damn mind.
Me too.
He holds up on the slider, 1-0. Swings on that one and fouls it off, 1-1. Valles gets in the sinker. It's in there for a strike.
Ugh.
Oh boy, here we go. Absolutely huge 2-strike pitch coming up. Shirley hits it into left field. Is that going to land fair? It will not.
Ugh.
It goes foul. So we'll stay at 1-2. Valles now at 17 pitches. He got him! Strikes him out on the slider. And at 18 pitches, he will face Vidal Santiago, who's 1 for 3. So he's still not out of the woods yet. Things could get worse for him.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. So it could be more heroic, Vidal. But really, you could be the one who wins this game. If you're not an idiot about it. Sinker on the outside corner. 0-1. Swings and misses through what certainly would have been ball 1. If this is the only run they get, it's going to be so annoying.
Yeah.
0-2. Here we go. Vidal lines that one foul.
Come on.
We stay at 0-2. A sinker and 2 sliders. Valles at 21 pitches. Hits that one foul again. That's fine. Keep wasting those pitches. Vidal Santiago the other day had a 12-pitch at bat.
Whoa.
I don't remember how it ended, but I also don't care because a 12-pitch at bat is just impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Took the sinker and it missed. It didn't even miss. He got that call. The umpire just trusted him.
Mm-hmm.
1-2. Santiago takes ball 2. Oh my God. This is how I know. I mean, there are many, many reasons I could not be a professional baseball player. But I would currently be sweating so hard, they would have to, like, call us a timeout to, like, resod the plate.
They bring out a special bat boy who just has a bunch of towels and he swabs you off.
After each pitch, yeah. 2-2 count. Vidal! Lines that one deep left field! No! It gets caught by Turlo Ureña! They strand the bases loaded, but they at least get the run they needed. And Big Jack Cotto gets to start the next inning, number 5. We forgot to mention that. Mm-hmm. After he got through 1 inning on 5 pitches. Because he is, as they say, der Mann. See, it's funny because he's German.
What does that mean?
The man.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes.
All right, so here we go. We begin with
What?
Hans. Oh, yes. Before we continue, we are going to have a word from another of our sponsors. We'll put the out of town scoreboard back up. And Louisa, the booth is all yours.
Thank you. Folks, I want to tell you about the Jimenez Car Company. Now, this is a service from Aguadilla, and it announces to friends and supporters that from July 12th, they have established a car service from Camui to Aguadilla and vice versa. Vehicles of sufficient power to cause no bother to passengers who will not have to climb Aguadilla's hills on foot. Vehicles driven by expert chauffeurs hired expressly from the factory. Having finished their agreement with the American Railroad Company for the sale of tickets, passengers will obtain from our agents their car tickets when their trains arrive. Seats start at 3 pesos apiece. I love this idea of if you've ever traveled anywhere that has what they like to call concierge service, where someone else knows where you came from and where you have to go, and they're like, right this way, here you go. I understand. You don't have to worry about it. That is such a load off your mind. I like the fact that you can get off the train and there be a guy, probably in gold brocaded. I shouldn't say brocaded. Probably not embroidered. Gold braided uniform, who's telling you exactly where to go to get onto the Jimenez Car Company car. And I don't know what that would have been like at the time, but I'm imagining the way trolleys were with a lot of beautiful varnished wood and brass fittings. I'm imagining that for these cars. And then you go straight to Aguadilla. You don't have to walk up those hills. It's very exciting. It's nice to walk places, but when you're sightseeing and you've already traveled, it is really nice to see nice sights from the window of a car or train. I'm trying to imagine what a person would do at the time. I suppose wherever you go, at any time, there's always new things to eat and new shops to look at.
We're talking the
It is very
northwest of the island.
Oh?
We're talking the northwest of the island if you're going Camui to Aguadilla.
Mm-hmm.
So the very, very best thing you could do is watch the sunset.
Ah, that would be lovely. Especially from the top of a hill.
Mm-hmm. I will say one thing that's particularly funny in this regard is that as we start preparing here, one thing that's particularly funny to me in this regard is that the now having read, I mentioned the windbreaker thing earlier, right?
Yes.
And I am impressed by how much infrastructure mid-century there was
Mm-hmm.
to sort of help you with things like that. Uh, Obviously, I'm mostly
Yeah.
familiar with it through film noir or noir novels, I should say. But it's very interesting because it really seems to have lasted, according to what I'm reading, into the 70s or into the late 60s at the very least, where
That sounds nice.
our private detective character, right, is whatever he needs, there's always kind of a phone call he can make to say, hey, can you get me this? Can you get me that? Every time he goes, even the crappiest motel that he ever stays at has a wake up call service, you know, um,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And as somebody who I think once upon a time, I used to think that that was the kind of I am the kind of person who I was coming home from a flight a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
and or actually it was a couple weeks before then. I was picking up my wife, and I saw the thank you, and I saw the night guard there.
Hmm.
The guy who's just he's just some TSA contractor watching people walk on through, and I just kept thinking to myself like, I bet most people would not have a great time at that job, but a job where you kind of have like a very defined set of responsibilities and are otherwise just kind of left to your own devices.
Hmm.
That kind of thing, desk clerk, whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really think, man, I wish I had one of those.
Yeah, especially if you're working in like a train station, a car service, airport, where the people you're dealing with probably are confused and don't know where they are. They probably have never been there before, and you get to be the person who knows exactly where everything is, and
Mm-hmm.
you're saying, "Where do you need to go? I will show you exactly." And that's really nice.
Yes, indeed. We're just letting everybody know how badly this game has gone so far.
Are there any good games going on around the league? I'm taking a look at the
Yeah, what can you see?
rotating board
I
now.
was wondering about this because I would imagine that this game is the one of
Ooh,
the
92.
latest games going on right now. So I would imagine that
92.
there aren't too many games
Mm,
simultaneous with this one.
mm. Who's that 92?
That
I lost.
was the Valencianos on the Corsos.
Aha.
And by the way, Santiago Camacho here is putting a 20 game hitting streak on the line.
Jeez.
Give me just 1 second here
Hmm.
to let everybody know.
I wonder if our game is the game with the highest score by both teams. So far, it seems to be. I do like a high scoring game. Even if our team loses, I kind of do like when there's a bunch of runs,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. Yeah, I think we must be the game with the most runs. Nice.
Yeah, the for a couple of weeks there, the entire league kind of lost its mind scoring runs, and it's
Uh-huh.
calmed down a little bit as some pitchers who were getting blown up kind of relaxed a little bit. Obviously, Ted is
Okay.
not one of them.
Well, yeah. Ted's never one of the ones who relaxes.
No, very true. No chill. All right, we just need to switch the account. Do, 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 do.
A lot of teams with very similar colors going up against each other. I don't like that as a pet peeve of mine. I saw two aqua color teams. I saw two orange teams. There they are again. No, thank you. If I was baseball commissioner, that would be illegal. No teams with the same colors up against each other.
Uh huh. I would love to
Uh,
know what are these two Aqua teams that were. Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, hey, that's Declan Milne's old team.
Oh, nice.
All right, here we go. Jack Catole will be back in for the seventh. He will face pinch hitter number 33, Hansel Rodriguez, currently hitting 233, OPS of 570, no home runs and 11 runs batted in. Catole is on 5 pitches over 1 inning, and that's all we need to say about that. Jean Bourgeois is still in the pen. After this, Catole would face Aguilar and Marcano at minimum. Catole misses high with a slider, 1-0. Very high with a slider. Jeez. Then catches just the corner of the zone on the second slider for a 1-1 count.
Hmm.
Is that going to be. Nope, that's going to be called low, and therefore ball 2 on the fastball, 2-1. Come on, Jack. Don't make me regret sending you back out there. The slider misses low, and it's 3-1 now. Jack is about to take as many pitches in this at bat as he did for the entirety of the last inning. I mean, that's
Boy.
okay. He can afford to.
Hmm.
Rodriguez hits that fastball foul, brings us to a full count. So this will be a payoff pitch.
Woo.
Dear Lord. That's Gatol's 4th walk of the season, and it is the 9th issued by Navegadores pitchers. That'll bring up Berengario Aguilar, who is 0 for 1. Has a hit by pitch and a walk on the record as well. Splitter in there for a strike. Come on, man, you can do this. Oh, my God. Misses low with the slider, 1-1. He goes for the sac bunt, but ends up pulling back, and it's 2-1 instead. Swung on, hit to Benji Valdez. Are we finally getting the double play? Yes, we are! It's a twin killing. Valdez goes to Shirley, goes to Feaster, a 6-4-3 classic. And that brings us to 2 outs and bases empty for pinch hitter Atilio Espinosa, number 11. He's hitting .225, OPS of 463. No home runs and 3 runs batted in. As Gatol, Atilio Espinosa hitting .214, by the way. That strike is called on the splitter, 0-1. Got to remember, there's 2 more innings to go in this game, too. As he misses with that fastball, 1-1. Ooh, splitter taken, but it's in the zone, 1-2. See if Gatol will finish him off here. Swung on and gets past Valdez. Gatol allows a hit. A 2-out single. And that'll bring up Gilberto Lopez, who is 0 for 2 with 2 walks on the day. In the late innings, he's hitting 171, so hopefully they just need to get him out here. Mm-hmm. Swings on that one. Lifts it into left field. Vidal Santiago coming in. He's got it tracked down. He puts on the glove, and it's over. Jack Gatol has pitched 2 scoreless innings in this game.
Nice.
Strands the runner there, and Bourgeois can sit back down for a bit. Let's see how Gatol is doing here. 20 pitches over 2 innings. He could at least maybe start the next inning, but we'll see. Out of our remaining guys, definitely the best one to put up is Bourgeois. We don't have anybody better than that, unfortunately. Raul Valles will come back out after pitching 25 pitches over that first inning. 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And he did not incur an earned run, but he did incur the go-ahead run. And that's the one that's going to matter if he ends up taking the loss here. It'll be Wally Bach first up against him. Bach is 0 for 2 with a ribby on the day. Last time, he also drove one in with a sac fly, as Valles puts in that sinker, 0-1. And he swings right through the second sinker, 0-2. This is the Vidal Santiago Bach part of the lineup is the one problematic part against somebody like Valles, who's an all-out anti-righty weapon.
Uh-huh.
That sinker misses low and outside. This is one where having to deal with a bunch of lefties would be an advantage for the Naves, but I still don't want to risk putting Salmeron in just in case.
Yeah.
But we'll see. 1-2 count. And he gets him. Ball goes down on a fastball, a sinker, once again. Nothing but. Second strikeout of the game for Raul Valles, and here comes Rob Feaster, who's 0 for 2. He's had 1 at-bat against Valles, and he did not get a hit in it. Base is empty and 1 out. As Valles misses way outside with that slider, 1-0. Feaster grounds that one to second. Resendez has it in plenty of time and sends it over to first. And it looks like Valles has really settled in after an iffy first inning. Mm-hmm. Here comes Benji Valdez, who's 1 for 3 with a ribby. Let's see if he can do any better. Feaster is really just has coldened in June very hard. 2 outs, bases empty. Sinker misses low. 1-0. 2-0 after that sinker. Pardon me, just a second. Okay. Just had to make sure that Oh wow, Timon Licano just tripled for the Cítricos and scored a guy. And
Oh,
the
wow.
reason that that's important is that Timon Licano is a very recent trade acquisition.
Oh, making a good impression.
Apparently. All right, here we go. 2-0 count on Benji Valdez. As he misses with a slider, 3-0. Vaj is now about to throw pitch number 35. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Valdez is 28th of the season, and thank God for that, because I had forgotten to put Bourgeois back in the bullpen.
Ah.
Here comes Declan Milne, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Do I bring Salmeron in?
I thought you said you needed to save him.
I know, but I'm trying to think. If Milne is the last out here, next inning is going to be Underwood, Stonehand, and Castillo. 2 of those are righties. Inning after that is going to be Shirley, Santiago, and Bach. So,
I don't know. You just the other day you let was it Onbar play, and he got so injured.
first of
Just
all, I did
terrible.
not let him play. That was a Burford move.
Okay. But it's making me concerned about other guys.
Umber's problem is that whatever he did in the offseason made his arm kind of fragile. Because he wasn't always like that. I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
But the question here is, it's a matchup question. Raul Valles is so much worse against lefties. I mean, he's still a good pitcher,
Right.
but
It sounds like you really want to put Salmarone in.
yeah, I think I do.
All right.
Let's do it. Well, actually, we're going to check one last thing before we do that. Their closer, who is also very good, is a lefty. So that augurs well for putting Salmeron in, I would say. Now batting for the Navegadores in Aguabo, number 17, Pablo Salmeron. He's currently hitting .232, OPS of 680, 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. But the thing you need to know is that he beats the crap out of lefty pitchers. And in this case, Raul Valles is much worse against lefty batters. So, ears open. Oh, Jesus Christ, Benji Valdez gets caught stealing to end the inning.
Oh, after all that deliberation.
That does mean Salmeron will get to start the next inning, but I don't know if Valles will come back out for that. So, here in the 8th. Hello. It looks like we've got a viewer. I don't know if we've met before. Welcome. Hope you have a good time here. We're going to let Catola at least start this inning, because so far he's proven very good at keeping people off base. He's pitched 2 innings, 20 pitches, 1 hit, 1 walk, and he faces Palamedes Chavez, who is over 2 with a ribby. Hey, look who just struck out swinging for the Arribeños. Storm Peck.
Ooh.
That was Lieutenant Surge's original name, actually.
It makes sense.
But they thought that was too obvious. Catol throws to Feaster. 1 pitch, 1 out in this inning. Here comes Turlo Ureña, who's 2 for 4 with a ribby. Last time Ureña grounded out against Chat, went back in the 5th. That splitter is in there for a strike, 0-1. As Ureña tips that one off and fouls it back, 0-2. Splitter and slider. Let's see if he'll finish him off here. Misses with a slider just barely, 1-2. Trying to get the chase. I respect it. That was dumb. however. Splitter missing way inside. 2-2 now. Ureña bangs that one to Shirt Lou. If he can hold on to the... Oh, he doesn't! The tying run will make it to first. That's his 12th error of the year. And with a man on first and one up, here comes Simonides Resendes, who is 0 for 4 with the ribby. Catol's still doing okay enough. Let's see if he can get that twin killing. That slider misses low, 1-0. That splitter doesn't. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner, 1 on. He swings through that fork ball. 1-2 now. This is getting interesting. Let's see if we can finish him off. Swings on that one, and it's a base hit. He's through the right side of the infield. Frank taking absolutely forever to send that throw.
Come on. Too late, right?
Yep, absolutely. Men on second and third, the tying and go-ahead runs now in scoring position as he faces Aiden Gibson, who's 2 for 3 with a ribby. Do I go to a fresh pitcher here?
Is it worth it?
What's Bourgeois' inventory? Fastball, sinker, and cutter. He's a ground baller, but so is the guy I currently have on the mound. I don't think there's much...
Okay.
He's fresher. That could help. Let's see. Catol's defense...
Will you need him in another game right away, though? Like tomorrow?
That's a good point. If anything, that's an argument for taking Catol out, just in case. See. Okay, that doesn't matter. They're both righties. Now pitching for the Navegadores de Nahuelvo, number 8, Jean Bourgeois. The reason I'm putting him here is that I think Bourgeois' superior defense, I'm hoping he's going to get some ground balls and that he'll be a good infielder for them.
All right.
If he can kill a run at home, that's huge. Mm-hmm. And instead, he does that.
Well,
runners at second and third with 1 out. That sinker misses low. 1-0. So does that fastball. 2-0. Gibson hits that one. Foul. 2-1 now. Did he get the... Fastball misses just barely. It's 3-1 now. Gibson hits that one foul and brings it to a full count, but that's okay because it's a new pitcher. This payoff pitch better be good, Jan. Gibson fouls it off. That's okay. We stay at full count. We just need 2 outs from you, bro. And he walks him. The 10th walk of the game given up by Navegadores pitchers to load the bases with 1 out. And up comes Orlando Gonzalez, who, except for the one time he tried to hit his way onto base, has either walked or sack bunted. See Bourgeois get out of this one. Misses outside with a sinker, 1-0. Actually gets a strike call on the fastball for a change, 1-1. Then misses inside again. 2-1. Swung on, and it's hit through the infield. Once again, it goes to Frank Del Castillo. Once again, taking way too long to get rid of that ball. I think that was 2 runs. Yes, it was. The lead has just changed again. It's a 2-run single from Orlando Gonzalez, and Comerío is back in the lead, 8-7. Men still on second and third with 1 out. Jean Bourgeois still on the mound for Hansel Rodriguez, who walked last time he came up in the 7th. This is going beautifully. Inside with the sinker, 1-0. That is lined hard into center field. Underwood's going to have it, but that should be plenty deep enough. Are they going to hold the runner? No, they are not. They're going for it, and it's going to be there in plenty of time. Gibson's way too fast not to try it. So it'll be a 9-7 ball game as another 3-run inning for the Guabaleros here. Puts them on the cusp of winning this one. With a man on second and 2 outs, up comes Berengario Aguilar, who is 0-2 on the day. That is lifted hard into left field, and Vidal Santiago finally makes the defensive play that needed to be made earlier. Top of the 8th, it's over. 2 base hits, 3 runs, an error, a couple walks. Comerío jumps in front, and now the Navegadores have to try to fight from behind once again. The good news...
I see. I had to go to the bathroom at exactly the wrong moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Raul Valles. The good news is they get to fight against Raul Valles, who is at 36 pitches, and he will face 2 lefties to start with. Over 2 innings, Raul Valles has allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and he starts out with Pablo Salmerón. If he can get himself on base, that'll be a great start. Or that's going to be a flyout. No, it's not! That is a solo shot over the right field wall. Home run number 4 for Pablo Salmerón, just barely over the wall. As Gilberto Lopez could not bring that one in.
All right, you were right. It was smart to put him in. Wow.
I thought he hit it hard enough, but I didn't think it had the distance to make it over. And
yeah.
It almost didn't. As you can see, he tried to rob it.
Incredible. Oh, that's so good.
Comerío remains in front 9-8, but Pablo Salmerón just put them within a run. And here comes Graham Underwood, who's already 3 for 3 on the day. Let's see if he can make it a 4-hit night. Not with that music, he won't. That sinker misses, 1-0. The tying run coming to the plate here, and that's going to be the first time he does not make it on base, unless there's a really bad drop. And there was not. He pops up, and Gibson has it. Here comes Spike Stonehand, who's over 2 with 2 ribbies on the day. Valles about to throw his 40th pitch of the night. Base is empty with 1 out. Spike Stonehand full to right in his last AB. And this time, he lines one into right field. That's a single, and that'll put him on base. The tying run on first with 1 out for Frank Del Castillo, who's 2 for 3 with a ribby on the day. He's hitting just about the same in the late innings of the game, so this is about to get interesting. Del Castillo swings way late on the sinker. He's going to be facing Campuzano, Lopez, and Chavez. Okay, let's see. Who are we going to pitch if we're behind? Make the most sense to throw Baxter, I guess. He's our only lefty. I don't know if any of the other guys are better against lefties. Maybe Hervé? No, he's better against righties. And that's it, because the other 2 guys are way worse. I suppose I could really galaxy brain it.
Yeah.
And bring in one of my starters.
I mean, you could. Is it worth it? Is the thing.
I mean, it is if it means we win the game.
Yeah.
If I do that, by the way, I'm bringing in Stack because he is just as good against righties as he is against lefties.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Frank Del Castillo with the tying run on first, 0-1 count. And he hit that one to the shortstop. What the hell just happened? Campuzano dove for it, zipped it, and the throw went wide. That's going to put 2 on, so the go-ahead run will be at first. Let's watch that again. And he asked Campuzano, very good shortstop a couple of years ago, if I remember correctly. But here, he makes a bad play. Yeah, I thought he used to be better than this. Maybe I'm wrong. Interesting. Anyway, with 2 on and 1 out, up comes Itaú-insured Lou, who's 1 for 4 with a ribby. Struck out back in the 6th. This time, he checks his swing in time on the sinker, 1 and out. Vages misses inside with the sinker again, 2 and 0. And Insured Lou does him a favor by fouling off that sinker. 2-1 count. He misses again with the sinker, 3 and 1. Insured Lou swings through. That would have been strike 2 no matter what, so fair enough. And here's another payoff pitch coming in. Pops him up. That goes down the left field line, but it's foul. So we'll stay at full count here. He walked him. Bases are loaded with 1 out. His 30th walk of the season. And it's Vidal Santiago up to bat. We don't have any lefty batters, so Vidal, it's going to be you. 1 for 4 against the guy who's about to throw his 50th pitch of the night. Raul Vages has thrown, let's see here. Why? Why do you make him do this? He's thrown 52, 60, 39, 44. He's a reliever. What is wrong with you? Well, all right. Maybe this means we get to put him out of our misery. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here comes Vidal Santiago. That one's in there. Sinker. 0-1. Santiago swings right through another one. Strike 2. And then takes that one. Slider misses low, 1 and 2. Still, Vages seems in command of it, and sure enough, he strikes out. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Wally Balk. He has not gotten a hit this year with the bases loaded.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Wally. Come on, human ripcord. A lonely nation turns its eyes to you. Vages misses low with a sinker, 1 and 0. Gets that sinker in there at the knees. Balk hits that one down the right field line. Very slowly descending, but it looks like it's going to land foul.
Sad.
Indeed. 1-2 count. Misses low with the slider, 2 and 2. Misses away with the sinker. Every light is on the board.
I love that.
Come on, Wally. Come on. Lines that one up the middle. Resendez has it, throws to first. And the inning is over. They strand the bases loaded.
Ugh. Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. Well,
Yeah.
when we come back, we're going to have to change some things. But first, we're going to need a quick word from another of our sponsors.
Thank you. Folks, I want to tell you about one of my favorite sponsors. Just from the name, I love the name. I love the idea of a anonymous society. This is the Electric Light Sociedad Anonima, the Anonymous Society for Electric Lights. Isn't that exciting? They have 24-hour service, and the current continues at low tension. There is no danger. They really want to emphasize that because it's important. Installation services are available for individual houses, public lighting, fans, and all kinds of engines. Specialty in generators for electric lighting for town centers and haciendas. Constant existence of electrical fuel at prices equal to New York. Can't beat that. Care, speed, punctuality, plus the materials are some of the best made. Call by phone and you will immediately have our employees to satisfy your needs. The office is San Justo, number 9. P.O. Box 475. Jaime Cifre, Administrator. I love the idea of an electric light society. I mean, I'm sure it's just, this is one of their names for company or corporation.
That is exactly what it is.
But I love it. I love the idea of it. Maybe they have special patches that you could wear. And I also love thinking about early 1900s electric fans for the first time. Can you imagine being somewhere that gets warm in the summer? I live somewhere that gets warm in the summer. But of course, on the island of Puerto Rico, quite warm a lot of the year. Can you imagine the first time you're able to have an electric fan? Ugh, mind-blowing.
One of the most interesting things, and this is something that they'll bring up very often if you ever visit an hacienda or other historical structure, is how much construction in Puerto Rico was purpose designed to allow for cooler air to filter through.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing how much emphasis was put on that in the 19th century when a lot of these houses were built. So the way the doors are designed, the way that the rooms are set up is actually meant to almost create a wind tunnel effect throughout the entire house. And then of course, when you add in electric fans and things like that, it brings in a whole new direction for that to take place. Um, but yeah,
Fascinating.
yes, of course, Jaime Cifre would eventually turn his duties as administrator of the Electric Light Anonymous Society over to one Jeff Lynn, who then
Yeah,
took
there
the
we go.
project in a different direction.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah,
Electric mechanisms of different kinds. Perhaps
indeed.
instruments? Yes.
Now pitching for the Navegadores de Nahuelvo, number 41, Hector Varela. Varela has pitched 16 innings, has allowed 16 hits, 9 strikeouts, 5 walks, 6 earned runs for an ERA of 3.38. He's a slider and a sinker guy, just like Raul Valles. He's here because somebody has to be, and because we don't trust Bourgeois to go a second inning against the top of the lineup. Against him is Eneas Campuzano, number 8, who was at shortstop just a little while ago. He is hitting 390, OPS 1173, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. But everybody calm down. That is over 40 at bats. So yes, things might go well, but small sample size. All right.
Yes.
Not if that's how you're gonna start. Varela misses way away with the slider, 1-0. And then misses way inside with the slider, 2-0. I don't know what's gotten into them today.
Yeah.
God. Misses inside with the slider again, 3-0. And the thing is, none of them even goes for the strike down the middle. The insurance run will be on first, with Gilberto Lopez coming up to bat, who's 1 for 3, or pardon me, 0 for 3. Actual strike on that one, 0-1. Umpire must have felt terrible, as Varela attempts the pickoff, but Camposano is back in plenty of time. Misses with a slider, 1-1. Lopez fouls that one off. 1-2. Come on, Varela. Got him! Strikeout, and Lopez sits down for out number 1. Man on first still, and now he gets to face righties against whom he is better. Chavez is 0 for 3 on the day. Let's see if Varela can take care of him quickly. Chavez goes for the sack bunt, and it is successful. He moves Campuzano to second, but Feaster and Shortlew combine to get him out. It's Chavez's 10th sacrifice hit of the season. And here comes Turlo Ureña, who is 2 for 5 with a ribby on the day. They can hold them here. They have a shot in the bottom of the inning. Ureña is 322 with runners in scoring position as that slider is in there for a strike. That sinker misses 1-1. Ureña chops that one to Wally Bach at third. He makes the throw, and Feaster holds on. So, in the end, no harm done. And the Navegadores go into the bottom of the ninth.
Oh, man.
With a chance to win this one. Raul Valles has loved the number 3 today. He's pitched 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, on which only 1 earned run has come, 3 strikeouts and 3 walks, and he is about to face 4 lefties in a row. He is also about to throw his 60th pitch of the day, so don't be shocked if after this pitch he gets replaced. Rob Feaster is 0 for 3 on the day and cold as ice. Let's see if he wants to change that. Not with that music, he won't. That sinker misses low, 1-0. Feaster hits that one, but foul. It'll be 1-1. Hits that one foul right there at the plate. It'll be 1-2 now. What are you doing?
Oh, boy. Why?
Gets caught looking at a sinker right down the middle for out number 1. Here comes Benji Valdez, who's 1 for 3 with a ribby. Valles misses inside with a sinker, 1-0. He chops that one to Campuzano, who should have plenty of time to make that throw over to first. And that's out number 2, even though it looked like he touched the base before the ball got there. So, Pablo Salmeron will get the honor of the last at-bat. Let's see if he can at least extend the inning. He's 1 for 1 with a home run and a ribby that brought them to the 9-8 in the first place. Sinker is in there for a strike, 0-1. Sinker misses high, 1-1. Sinker misses inside, 2-1. I think this might be over. Yep, chop to Campuzano once again. He makes the throw to first. And I think this ball game is over. No, it's an error!
Oh.
Campuzano fielded it over there, and it's off target. Salmeron safe at first after that. So the tying run will be there. Trying to decide if I want a pinch run for him.
Is it worth it at this point?
If it gets
another guy
in. Not incredible.
Yes, if it wins the game, yeah. But...
Let's see. Ham is 3 for 4 with a ribby. Tying run on first. 2 outs. Valles puts in a strike with that sinker. What's that?
I said this is his kind of music. Ham.
0-1. That's going to end the ballgame. Campuzano grabs that one, goes to first, and Ham can't beat out that hit.
Oh, boy.
The Navegadores lose 9-8 and cut short their winning streak on what was, by all accounts, an incredibly exciting ballgame. Aiden Gibson.
I cannot believe how many times both teams stranded loaded bases.
Yeah.
The fact that that happened so many times and the score was so high on both parts seems impossible.
And yet,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
man.
Ted Balloon probably should have gone maybe another inning, might have been able to rescue that disaster, but then again, might not have been able to because he issued 6 of the 11 walks that his
Yeah.
team gave up. Um, Jack Atoll took the loss, unfortunately, in a game where he really pitched pretty well up until the end there, and Bourgeois blew the save by allowing those runs to score. About the only pitcher here that we can say was good, quote unquote, was Hector Varela by both statistics and what we saw. And you unfortunately do kind of have to hand it to Raul Valles for pitching 4 innings of 71 pitch ball, allowing just the 1 run and just leaving it all on the field. The only other thing that we can say is that this was a hilarious running game here. Frank de Castillo stole 2 bases, Feaster stole one, Valdez stole one, but Graham Underwood put up 3 more hits and 3 more steals.
Yay! Good old Ham.
Yep, and is now his OPS is back up to nearly 600. So it
Yes.
looks like things have slowly begun improving for his season,
Yay.
which is about the best thing we can say about this. Wow, giving letting 1905 Aiden Gibson walk all over you like that is just rough.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you walk 11 batters, that's going to happen. I'm sorry, but you can't do that. You cannot
Hmm.
walk 11 guys and hit 2 more and expect to win a ball game. The fact that this is as close as it is actually kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we finally let him go, Louisa?
I just want to say, even though, a disappointment in the end, I really enjoyed this game because I love to see runs being scored, and we sure saw a lot of them today, so it was great.
It was a very exciting game, and it really looked like at any point either
Hmm.
team could have broken it entirely open. So there was a lot of individual heroism to go around. And
Yes.
unfortunately, it just broke the Comerío way in this one. But
Hmm.
again, this is a good team. They're 41 and 35. They're probably going to make that second wild card. And this is after they started the season, considered one of the teams that, for whatever reason, they seem to really just be losing against teams that they shouldn't be. And
Yeah.
their rating, as a result, was actually taking a pretty hard nosedive. And then they righted the ship. Not really by doing anything big. In fact, their extra acquisitions during the season don't seem to have really gone anywhere. They seem to have righted the ship mostly by trusting the guys that they already had in uniform to put some things together and figure it out. And that's what happened.
Hmm.
Well, gente, we hope to be back next week with a few more weeks into the season, which we really wanted to wrap up um, by the end of 2024. Unfortunately, we couldn't, but maybe it's more appropriate that we're playing through 1905 and 2025. Who knows? Uh, Either way, we hope to be back in style, hopefully with a Navegadores victory would be nice next time. But until then, as always, this has been Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. Buenas noches. Gracias mil y Dios les bendiga.